All right. Episode 29, I think.
Start the clock.
Real time. Let's go.
I know it's getting an exciting time. It's a little more than a month before the election.
Man.
Vice presidential debate is Tuesday. You excited about that?
Yeah, I'm checking that out.
Really? Ooh, okay, you do you. I'm not. You know, Trump, I say this every week, but it's truer every week. He's just losing it more. I mean, whether it's the dogs eating the... you know, this week he says China ruined the furniture industry. The furniture industry, China. He said,
what?
I'm not making that. He said, chairs. Women, if he gets reelected, women will be, this is a quote, will be happy, healthy, confident, and free.
Sounds like a commercial.
You're promising women will be confident? Are you a dictator or a deodorant?
There you go.
I will answer your hardball questions. So she went on MSNBC. The one guy who they interview who won't go, won't evacuate because God has a plan. Yes, his plan, he's going to drown you. Have you read the Bible? It's a lot of people drowning.
I voted for the socialist candidate, even though I'm not a socialist. I don't remember her name. I wouldn't recognize her in a crowd of one. I did not want to. Also ran partially on the fact that he was a vegan, which I cannot think of anything less important than what they eat.
I don't know if you see this program often, probably not, because it involves electricity.
Right. I thought, you know, Biden's still the president. No one seems to notice, but... Biden should dissolve the Supreme Court.
Dissolve the Supreme Court?
And go home.
Okay. Good to see you're centrist. Jury duty?
Not recently. I have been called for jury duty numbers of times, and then they pick, literally out of a hat. Like you're in like third grade and you're picking like who's going to be the head of the school picnic. Okay, and they pick 20 people.
Speaking of getting off, what did you think of the Puff Daddy situation?
My God.
Well, I mean, Plato's Retreat?
Yeah.
But it was a sex party, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's for straight people.
Okay, but...
Who apparently needed a special club. I don't know. I haven't followed exactly, you know, the thing about Puffy, but what really stuck in my mind was the 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Hell yeah.
I mean...
Why won't you write another book?
I wouldn't say maybe it's not that I won't. It's that I have this, like, writer's blockade.
For 45 years?
Yes, that's why blockade is supposed to block.
What?
We'll take that as a challenge. All right, let's meet our panel.
She didn't want to stand up.
Biden spoke at the UN this week, and he said, in the years ahead, there may well be no greater test of our leadership than how we deal with AI. And for a 200-year-old man, I thought that was pretty forward-thinking. I know you think that maybe we should have the solution originate in the UN, something like the Paris Climate Accord?
No.
Bad information. I get bad fucking information.
Part of the big problem of humanity, especially with AI, we tend to solve problems and then figure out that we solved the wrong problems. So we need to understand what we are facing. This is the first technology that can actually make decisions by itself, that can actually invent new things, new ideas, new medicines, new bombs by itself.
One of the real good things about AI, and they didn't really touch on it too much, but it's medicine. AI can do a lot more than a human being can, or even just a computer, because a computer still needs a person to operate it. But AI could think on its own. And I think cancer detection was one thing it can do a lot more efficient than a human or a standalone computer. Man, that's real good.
But what we want really from the corporations is not to be liable for what the human users are saying. Here, free speech should definitely be protected. They should be liable for what their algorithms do.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I'm not anti-capitalist at all. Fran will have a different view.
We haven't seen anything yet. In 10 or 20 years, we will have far more powerful AIs. And we need to start thinking very seriously, how do we manage that? Again, understanding that these are not tools in our hands, these are agents.
I've disengaged from politics because I can't tell what's true.
Yeah.
And I thought...
I'm like a two sides kind of guy. I listen to one side and then dig up that subject from the other side, see what they got to say, and you'll come to a consensus. But if you only listen to one thing and that's it, you might be absorbing some misinformation.
One day, I'll look and it'll be like crime is way down. The next day, crime's way up.
Yeah.
Depending on where you look. I'm in this business.
Violent crimes have increased under Biden. Yeah. Depends on who you talk to, what you look at. And then some people say, well, crimes are not being reported anymore because, the police don't show up. There's no point. And then someone else was saying that the FBI themselves are lying. Like, man, who do you believe?
She's talking about Kamala Harris. And she said, well, I heard her father's white because that's what Trump said. And this is Janet Jackson. And they were like, why are you saying this? She said, that's what I heard.
Oh, God.
This is exactly what Trump does. People are telling me, I'm hearing.
The key issue is that democracy is based on trust, whereas dictatorship is based on terror. If you destroy trust in the media, in academia, in the courts, and so forth, some people think that this is liberating the people from these institutions.
Right.
It's not. When you destroy all trust, the only thing that can still work is a dictatorship.
Yeah.
So this is what would-be dictators do. Because, to write a truthful story, you need to invest a lot of time and effort and money in research and fact-checking, whereas fiction is very, very cheap.
Okay, well, listen, I have to interrupt because we like to follow the trends here very carefully, and as I was mentioning to Fran, one of them is sex parties. I just can't ignore it.
Wow, very important.
Here it is. It's called Better Homes and Hard-Ons. And would you like to see some of the articles that are in Better Homes and Hard-Ons? Why is Justin Bieber crying in the corner? Another signs the party's over.
Oh, man.
Party planner roundtable. Which balloons look most like dicks?
Yeah, it wasn't that funny.
Certainly are an eclectic show, aren't we? The way we cover the gamuts.
Yeah.
Back to the
Thank you for
UN.
not bringing us into that.
No, I was definitely not going to bring you into that. But let's talk about the UN. What a segue.
Man.
Where they're probably having sex parties, by the way. The UN, true or false? Put it this way. The UN is a joke.
False.
False.
Let me finish. The UN is like the Catholic Church. You're right. The Catholic Church does good charity work and other than that. And there's a lot of child fucking. So we call that a push?
No.
If you want to call something out and you cancel it over something that the minority who are involved in that organization or that thing, you want to call them out for that and cancel them over that reason, then you might as well get rid of everything. Because the UN, like they're saying, and the Catholic Church, they do a lot more good than bad. It looks like Bill and a lot of other people want a perfect system. You're never going to get that. All you can try to do is fix what's already there.
Is because we look at ourselves internationally and we don't like the hypocrisy. And we feel shame. We're not like Donald Trump. And so it's problematic for us.
We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them. Why does that apply not to Israel and only, why do we get to just say that and Israel doesn't about, if you harbor terrorists, we will go after you?
God, this guy. It's like he's not watching what we're watching. I've never heard of any president from the United States ever say, go in that country and level it. Just destroy every single building. You see a group of people walking down the street, just bomb them. That's what they're doing. Indiscriminately just shooting anything and everyone. There's no precision targeting or anything. And they really believe that if you cause enough damage, whether it's infrastructure, through the economy, or just bodies, that they'll back down forever. They'll never attack Israel ever again. No, that's not going to happen. They're actually creating more fighters this way.
Israel obviously has a right to defend itself.
He's right, but that's not defending, that's retaliating.
You know, in Hollywood, you kill the bad guy, the movie is over, happy ending. But in the Middle East, it's not Hollywood. You kill Saddam Hussein, there is no peace in Iraq. You kill Muammar Gaddafi, there is no peace in Libya. The question is, how do you go beyond killing the bad guys and actually creating peace and a better life?
We killed Hitler and we killed Tojo, and Germany and Japan became very valuable, peaceful members of the world community.
What happened with the Middle East is that after World War II, a lot of Western countries decided to draw a bunch of lines that weren't there before. And that's going to create a lot of conflict. So just imagine Japan, like right now they made an example of Japan, like, oh, we destroyed their leaders during World War II, and look at Japan now. They're allies now. But just imagine if people had, leaders of the United States and other Western countries, if they had drawn lines throughout Japan, slicing it up. Japan right now would be at war with itself. Germany was like that until it united. But even Germany has to be checked. They're not going to be allowed to be the country that they once were. So I'm not a historian, but I never read about the Middle East being at war so much prior to World War II. At least not the way it has been recently.
I want to thank you, as the non-Jew, for having me on the show to discuss this issue
I'm not
today.
Jewish.
No, I know. I'm just giving Yuval and Fran, but it's okay.
Come on, Bill. Come on. Bill is very biased when it comes to Israel because his mother was Jewish. He has blood ties to Israel or to the religion. So that's probably why he can't look at it from both sides. One side is wrong, and that's it, and the other side is right, no matter what. But in my opinion, both could be wrong and both could be right. It just depends on which part of the whole conflict you're looking at.
The problem, and by the way, Netanyahu's winning. He was to blame for taking his eye off the ball on defense on October 7th. But today, just this week,
he did.
I was in a meeting a few days ago with all the leaders of the Middle East, and they were all saying this is the worst we've seen since the war in 1967. It's a disaster. We need a two-state solution. It's all going to hell. What are you going to do about it? Anyone? Nothing. Nothing. What they're going to do about it is probably forget the Palestinians again. And Israel has the ability to defend itself. They'll continue to. That's where we're heading on the Middle East right now.
You agree with that?
Same old thing.
We got to go to new rules.
New rule.
We need new rule. We need to track down this car from 2021. I have so many questions about Bud Light is my vaccine.
Bud Light.
Like, did you ever think maybe I should look up how to spell vaccine?
Right.
We'll sell drugs, but also alcohol, sweatpants, Halloween crap, and overpriced USB cords.
Halloween crap.
And,
how dare you?
New rule, people who are still wearing masks in public in September of 2024 have to write the reason why on the mask.
Oh, God. This guy with the mask. I think especially during the flu season and when COVID spikes, is still around, and either you have it, one or the other, or you think you might have it, depending on your work environment, where you're at, who you've been around, whatever. Because the incubation period is still what it was, from what I understand. You might have it and not even know it. One thing I want to ask is fucking Bill Maher guy when it comes to this, man. I disagree. I really disagree with him on this. And I've asked other people this, and they don't say shit. Before mask, whenever you would cough or sneeze, normally what would you do? Especially in public. You either turn around, put your arm up, try to cover your sneeze or cough as much as possible. Now, why would you do that? Because you don't want to infect other people with your droplets. Now, imagine if you do that and you have a mask on. Is it 100% guaranteed not to infect anyone? No. but it does reduce the possibility a lot more. And that's all that matters.
Neuro, now that it's officially fall, don't ask me to go on a hayride or visit a pumpkin patch or check out a corn maze or any other happy seasonal bullshit. This is California. We don't do fall here. When our...
Yeah, we do. The leaves fall like everywhere else.
When our leaves turn brilliant orange, it's because they're on fire. Neuro, the mom whose video of her baby getting stuck in the doggy door went viral has to answer the question, why didn't you put down the phone and help your baby?
Man.
The privilege and pride of being an American.
Yeah.
Last weekend, there was a pro-Palestine rally in Seattle, and when the rapper Macklemore said, fuck America, everybody loved it.
Oh.
Fuck America.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a big hit with the Queers for Gaza crowd. Despite the fact that it's probably the greatest legal document ever. Is it flawed? Of course.
Ever?
It was written by humans. And they were all white men, as depicted in this illustration from Google AI. James Monroe was 18. Alexander Hamilton was 21.
Real young.
And James Madison, 25. Joe Biden was only 30. They were the Gen Z of their day. And when they were your age, they started a country. What the fuck have you done?
But they also had a very short life expectancy, man. Gotta throw that in there.
If you hate George Washington for slavery, are you prepared to hate the woman king? Because her empire was built on it too.
Yeah.
No one starves here. Even our poor people are fat. The cops are flawed, but we're not a police state. The drinks don't make you go blind, and no one pushes you out of a window for a bad Yelp review. Why do millions of people every year risk their lives to come here? Because...
That's right. Now, this is what a lot of Americans don't understand. They ask, why do they come here illegally or not? And he's saying, oh, they want all of our freedoms and all of that. Nah, not exactly. They want the money. This country is so rich. People who live in this country their whole life, they don't know how rich it really is. How much money gets burned, squandered away, thrown away, just mishandled. It doesn't matter because there's so much of it. And people from other countries, poor countries, they know that. They know there's just a whole lot of money out here. All you got to do is work hard, hustle hard, and you could actually make it. But what they would like is to take some of that money back to their home country. If you were to ask any of these immigrants about diversity, like would you like to live in a neighborhood with a bunch of different people, or would you like to live in a neighborhood with only your people from your country? You know what they'll say, which is why they prefer to have money in their own country.
And there's a reason they kill themselves to get here, and it's not just the ponds full of delicious ducks and geese. All right, that's our show. We're off next week. We'll be back October 11th. We'll be at the
October 11th.
this Sunday, the Majestic in San Antonio.
All right, y'all. I will catch you on the next one, which is October 11th, I guess.